Hey everyone, Danny Garcia here from Boston, Massachusetts. I am a MBA from UMass Boston. I am a business owner here at his barbershop in Boston, Massachusetts of 10 years. I am also Director of Procurement over at Babson College. So pleasure to meet you. This is my second time here at Leadership Brainery, and I love the mission, I love the cause, and I'm happy to be here and support in any way that I can. Like I mentioned before, I went to UMass Boston for my MBA in supply chain management and have been a procurement and supply chain professional for 8 years. Born and raised in Boston, my family migrated from the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm very in touch with my roots. I love being a part of Leadership Brainery, number one, because they support all grad students, and I was one at the time, graduating in 2017. We needed a space to kind of come together as folks of color while studying in grad school, and I had no idea that this space was here at the time, and so now I'm very happy to kind of share that with new graduate students coming on board, looking for a place to study with other folks of color, with resources available for them. Because it can be really hard sometimes, especially in Boston, doing graduate school and not having other folks to connect with. And so I think for me as a student, it was very important for me in order to be successful to connect with other students too. But sometimes that can be hard for a lot of folks, especially if they don't look like you. So, having this space in Boston, which of course where it is now is so connected to just like local areas, and such a great connector, is so important for folks of color doing school. For me, it wasn't a consideration going back to graduate school, only because as a procurement guy, cost was a factor for me. And so ultimately I decided to go back personally because where I worked at the time in higher ed at UMass Boston, it was covered for me 100%, and I wanted to, because this was my niche, procurement and supply chain, I wanted to kind of excel in this space, in this area. And as a person of color, I feel like especially in Boston, the odds are against me, and I needed to have the criteria to back me up because I was always facing so many obstacles in general with other students that had advantages over me. And so for me, higher education is so important. Especially for folks of color, if you can get it affordably, because the odds are against you, and you need the education in general to stack up.